Hi, this is JR with the Fivers. You know what time it is?
It's time for the morning briefing.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this foggy Thursday morning. I wish I could show you the sunrise, but unable to do so due to the fog. Looks like a pretty good ocean, however. There's not much wind, seems kind of calm, and we've got a lot to talk about. The Royal Polaris is on their last day of fishing way down below, about 1,000 miles south of Point Loma. We'll bring you up to date on that. How about a 27-pound halibut? It comes out from the depths and eats the bait right in front of all the passengers. You're going to hear that story, including some really good halibut fishing down San Diego way. South of the border, we continue to see excellent fishing, a lot of nice big rockfish. We've got the PCS show on the horizon. Sunday, right here on the beach, we'll be having our surf fishing event. You're not going to want to miss that, and a 5-day trip on the Independence in April promises to be spectacular. I'll get set up. The morning briefing coming at you next. Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Hey, it truly is great to be with you all. Welcome to Surfside, California. Man, a lot to talk about here this morning. We're going to get into it all. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Share these videos everywhere. We really appreciate it when you do that. Don't forget, you can follow us over there on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also, when you're on YouTube, subscribe and tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? Hey, I'm gonna run my coffee up here a little ways, so I'm not drinking salt water a little bit later. Man, we got a lot to get into with you all. Man, there is so much great fishing going on. 27-pound halibut eats a bait right next to the boat. You're gonna hear all about that and so much more. All right, let's go to Cabo San Lucas to start this out, because down in Cabo, there's some pretty fair fishing. It's not wide open. You know, you've got water temps right now about 68 to 70 degrees. Air temps a lovely 73 degrees in Cabo San Lucas. Down at Land's End on the Baja Peninsula in Mexico, in case you're not familiar with the geography. A lot of different species being taken down there. There's been some yellowtail, there's been some smaller rooster fish, there's been quite a few sierras. There still is the occasional striped marlin, occasional dorado, occasional wahoo. Notice the qualifier there, occasional. It doesn't happen every day, and it's quite infrequent. A lot of guys are inshore fishing all that stuff, so there's nothing wrong with that. And lovely weather down there in Cabo right now. Loreto, we continue to see really good yellowtail fishing, both in Loreto and in Mulegé. It has been spectacular fishing down there in that neck of the woods. Really good yellowtail fishing up around Pulpito Reef, which is north of Laredo. And we've also seen some good fishing out near the islands on a variety of different species. Salt dog sport fishing out of Laredo. We love those guys. They will be at the PCS show. Make sure you drop by and tell them hi for yours truly, Salt Dog. Some good fishing going on there. Moving you up to Peninsula, we're going to get you to San Quintin Baja California. That is located 140 miles down below the border. And down there in that neck of the woods, we get the occasional good flash of nice yellowtail on the yo-yo iron. It has been really good at times. Also, plenty of rockfish down there in that area. We've seen really good lingcod fishing, big vermilions, nice fishing indeed. Water temperatures remaining about 58 degrees here on the beach, if my toes are a good gauge of that. So good fishing down there. At 120 miles, we see some really excellent fishing at Colonette. Some guys will drive to Colonette and jump on a panga, a smaller boat, and go out and fish with some of the Mexican locals. But many anglers, when they fish Colonette, like to do it on a day-and-a-half trip out of San Diego, and they are running them this weekend down there. It looks like we're going to have gorgeous weather. We're anticipating beautiful weather right here in Surfside for our Sunday surf fishing event, but they should have nice weather. They've been cranking on the lings and the reds and all the rockfish down there. And also, I think it's viable to get a yellowtail bite. We haven't seen it yet, but they had been surrounded by yellowtail. We saw a time where there was yellows in Ensenada at 70 miles below the border. We saw yellows in San Quintin. I just think that one of these days they're going to get bit there. Speaking of Ensenada, which is just a little ways below the border, they continue to hammer out really good rockfish down there in that neck of the woods. Louis Prieto from It's 4 Reels. Whoa, It's 4 Reels Sport Fishing. It's the number 4 Reels Sport Fishing in Ensenada. Highly recommend you fish with Louis. He does a great job. He's not quite ready for you right now, however. Why? Because he is spiffing up his rig. It's a beautiful boat already. I have fished on it. It's going to be even better when he's all finished, putting a lot of money, hard work, and sweat into his rig out of Ensenada. It's 4 Reels Sport Fishing. Should be ready in about a month, maybe even earlier than that. Good rock fishing down there in Ensenada. We continue to see very, very good occasional big bonita, and those yellows pop into the picture every once in a while. So you'd be wise to have some yo-yo iron, surface iron, in case you see the bird schools pop up, and your pongeros down there are good. They know what they're doing. Carlos Cortez runs his boat, Cortez Sport Fishing, out of Popotla in just below Rosarito Beach. It's not very far. You drive out of Rosarito, maybe 15 minutes south, something like that. There's this arc, a white arc, and you drive out to Popotla. There's restaurants out there. You can also, if you want to buy some fish, be down there at Popotla in the afternoon. The pongas come back in and they sell their catch. But Carlos likes to do the sport fishing thing. In fact, he had a bluefin tuna about a month ago out of there, 18 miles from home. Carlos is a really good fisherman. He had great rock fishing yesterday out of Popotla. In case you're looking for a new and exciting adventure, Carlos does a great job down there. He was fishing with Joel Cardenas tube baits. Joel Cardenas tube baits, and you can see he did quite well. Nothing wrong with that kind of fishing. That covers south of the border. Let's talk long range. Yeah, the Royal Polaris has been having some fabulous fishing, no doubt about that, on both wahoo and yellowfin tuna. They've had great fishing, as you can see. And man, kind of sad for everybody on board because it's their last day's fishing. They're winding up their 16-day trip. They will have a 3-day adventure back home. That's how long it takes to get back, about 1,000 miles below the border right now. But they have had a great trip. Wahoo, yellowfin tuna, most all of their YFT. They do have some 60-pounders in there. Most of those were released, but most all of them are 100-plus pounds. They get them up to 200 and even 300 pounds. There's some gorgeous fish down there, and the wahoo bite has been pretty darn good. Also, wrapping it up on the RP. She's going to kick it for the barn and be back to Fisherman's Landing in about 3 days. So once again, another great long-range season has it been registered. Again, there is information coming out of the area, say from 200 miles below the border to 300 miles, where there is those big bluefin tuna and yellowfin tuna. A little bit further south, down there around 300 miles, is where the YFT is. The bluefin from 200 to 300, and they're not going anywhere. We fished those same fish on our 8-day trip on board the Independence, and that was some spectacular fishing. Those bluefin are up over 2 100 pounds. They're gorgeous. And the yellowfin tuna, we were catching 40 to 60 pound fish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it's still there. That bodes well for this season. I'm telling you right now, look out, that could be good. And that fish, according to Brian Pfeiffer, the great captain of the Independence, I talked to him at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. If you want to see the Independence from up at the top of the landing, you can definitely do that right now. She is gorgeous. He tells me that fish seems to be moving this way. Early season indications that 2025 is going to be good. Who knows? That fish could be in our backyard here in May or June, or earlier than that. 5-day trip on board the Independence. We'll be headed down to that neck of the woods in April. Give Paulina a call, or better yet, visit the Independence booth at Pacific Coast Sport Fishing. They are fantastic. They'll sign you up for that trip or any other trip. 5 days, Independence with Friedman Adventures. Can't wait to see you on board that trip. And don't forget to visit our dear friend Chris Rink at the PCS show from Colder Ice. You'll be able to purchase Colder Ice for only $5. It is the product that you sprinkle on top of your ice. It reduces the temperature by 20 degrees and makes your ice last so much longer. Colder Ice at the PCS show. Make sure you go by Dave Hansen's Your Saltwater Guide booth and visit Chris. Let's get into the USA right now and talk about what's going on here. And we've got to start with some superior halibut fishing on board the Dolphin out of Fisherman's Landing in San Diego yesterday. They put the wood to the flatfish down there in that neck of the woods, catching 14 halibut, releasing 10. And they had a 27-pound halibut eat a hook-up bait right there where everybody could see it. They saw the fish come up, bite the bait, and the guy was on. 27-pound flatfish. That is a cool sight. That is a cool story. That's some really good halibut fishing, as they have their own halibut derby going on board the Dolphin. So there are some good halibut adventures here in SoCal for you, and that is the hottest one going on right now. Now up here on the Native Sun, yesterday was pretty slow again. We've had some slower halibut fishing here recently. One fish caught late in the day. Our very own Dan Lightfoot was on board that trip, and Dan said, beautiful day on the water, absolutely gorgeous, but the halibut bite was on the slower side. Elsewhere, we're catching sculpin and whitefish up and down the Southern California coast as rockfish season is closed right now. It opens up on on April the 1st. March the 1st, sheephead will be legal again to take from your boat. So we'll be keeping our eye on that for you very, very closely. But we see a few bass, a few calico and sand bass, not that much. It's winter time. You don't really ever see great fishing on it. You'll get some good twilight fishing, and by that I mean maybe a fish or two per rod. Native Sun runs Friday and Saturday nights out of 22nd Street. Marina Del Rey's had some good twilight fishing. Also, there's some bigger fish. It's structure fishing, and you want to fish 40-pound fluorocarbon, a leadhead, and squid in most cases is what'll get it done. But for the most part, sculpin whitefish up and down the Southern California coast. Over there at Catalina Island, man, we dropped that video about jumping on the Catalina Express, going over there, going for a nice, beautiful walk, and then fishing. And you can take sheephead from the shoreline. We did that the other day, and people are loving that video. I'm telling you, thank you so much for all the messages I have been receiving. Randy Weissman. Randy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to send me such a lovely note. He loved the Catalina Island video that we just dropped about how you can take the express over there, walk around the island and fish over there. Randy had 14 halibut. Randy had 14 lobster hoop netting the other night. So way to go, Randy. And thanks again for going out of your way to do that. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Don't forget, here on Sunday morning, February 23rd, my brother's birthday. We're going to be having lots of fun, and you're going to want to take advantage of it. It should be absolutely a ball. Last time we had a lot of people here, and we all had a good time. If you're coming, just drive up Pacific Coast Highway until you come to Anderson and PCH. You can find parking there, and then you're going to walk out on the beach, hang a right and walk down about 10-15 minutes. You'll find a big crowd of people down here. We look forward to that. If you have problems walking and you need some VIP parking, just send me a text. We'll take care of you and we'll help you out on the beach if need so. We're happy to do that. 657-227-6459. We'll see you here. Pick up your bait and tackle at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Mention Freedman Adventures, 10% off, and they'll take really good care of you down there. The guy who caught the most fish last time was Fish. He was fishing with the new Freedman Adventures fishing line. We can provide you with some of that free of charge. You want to fish with that? We'll give you some of that here. But he had 4 fish, I believe, that day. He had the most, and as usual, really long cast. He was fishing maybe a 3-ounce sinker, as I remember, pyramid sinker, as I remember. He'll be here and he'll show you exactly how to do it. And if you're new to the game, make sure you walk up to me and identify yourself. Make sure you come by and say hello. Anyway, some guys say, oh, you look like you were too busy. Come on, I want to shake your hand and thank you for being here. So this Sunday, come on over. We'll help you if you're new, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Fishing's not wide open. You know, we've been picking a few barred perch around here. There's the occasional corvina. We had a big leopard shark on our last event, and also we saw some variety, even a zebra perch. You don't see a whole lot of those around here, but we've got high hopes that things are going to bite on Sunday. We've got sunrise colliding with high tide. Should be the perfect time to be fishing here in Surfside, California. I'm looking forward to it. All right, my friends, what a beautiful day. How about that halibut on the dolphin eating that hookup bait right there where you could see it? That is amazing stuff. The Royal Polaris heading home. We've got a great day here on February the 23rd, our 5-day trip. You're not going to want to miss that. That's awesome. And another great raffle, thousands of dollars in prizes on our live show, Tackle Shop Confessions, this Monday night. You're not going to want to miss that. Have a great day, my friends. We'll see you here on Sunday. If not, I hope to see you somewhere else really, really soon. Take care. Have a great one.